Max-Q?
Max-Q is the period of maximum dynamic pressure on the vehicle that it will experience during flight due to the forces of thrust, gravity, and atmospheric pressure.
2, 1. Engine ignition and liftoff. Liftoff of the Falcon 9 rocket on the USSF-124 mission, launching satellites to test hypersonic tracking technology. Satellites for the Missile Defense Agency and the Space Development Agency now soaring above Florida Space Coast, 30 seconds into flight. Let's listen to the roar of those 9 Merlin engines. Coming up on 1 minute into flight. So far, nominal mission. Coming up on max Q in about 4 seconds. Point of greatest aerodynamic pressure on the vehicle. Some great views from our friend Pete Carstens at Max-Qproductions. There's our tracking camera from Adam. And our friend Chuck Briggs getting another angle on the Falcon flight. For the call out for MVAC engine chill, they are thermally conditioning the second stage Merlin vacuum engine. Coming up on a number of events in rapid succession. First will be main engine cutoff at T plus 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Following by stage separation 3 seconds later. And then second stage engine start, SES-1 at T plus 2 minutes 27 seconds. Then the boost back burn, 2 minutes 20 or 30 main engine seconds. Cutoff. See stage separation there. And MVAC ignition. Looking for the start of that boost back burn. Here we see that. Getting some great views from Pete Carstens here. And this from Chuck Briggs. This is about as much as we're going to see from the Falcon 9 second stage at this point, because this is a national security mission on board, so we won't actually see the satellites themselves on board the second stage of the Falcon 9 rocket, but you can see those payload fairings here in our view from Chuck Briggs as they continue to fall away from the Falcon 9 rocket second stage. Coming up on 4 minutes into flight, just over 2 minutes, the first stage entry burn is set to begin. Those bursts that you see there on your screen are the cold gas thrusters. It's what helps the Falcon 9 first stage boosters' attitude adjust as it prepares for that first stage entry burn. This is an onboard view from the SpaceX first stage. And back to our tracking team. This camera is Pete Carstens. That booster is making its way back down towards landing zone 2 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. That landing coming up in just about 3 minutes. And there you see the start of the entry burn. Saw the green flash of the T-tab, that igniter. And that entry burn beginning with a great perspective here from Pete Carstens. And you see why there's so much soot on these Falcon 9 first stage boosters as the vehicle makes its way down towards the plume through it. Now T plus 6 minutes, 50 seconds into flight. The entry burn has wrapped up, coming up on the landing burn in just a little over 30 seconds. That first stage landing burn now less than 10 seconds away from starting. These great views from Pete Carson's. And the landing burn has begun. Falcon 9 hitting the brakes as it makes its way down towards landing zone 2.